Ranked draft, War of the Spark. Here we go. We got 2 more left. We're pushing our gems up. Let's see if we can keep doing it over here. Still have yet to draft a Merfolk Skydiver. Would like to do that, but Spark Double is just strong, and we're loving the blue. Honestly, I think we might be in... oh yeah, I'll move my face, thank you. You know, unfortunately, because there's no functioning voting anyway, I can remove the Deckmaster message. Yeah, Queen, they put stuff in place to cover the... To make sure they cover the bad behavior instances, but there's a lot of false positives in the bots, obviously. But don't take offense at some algorithm's false positive. Yeah, we're gonna take Spark Double here. Oh, sorry, I see what you're saying. My bad. You have finally made it clear to me. So then I'm with you. That moderator is got an itchy trigger finger, and it's kind of their problem. Like, if you're obviously you're a good community member, Queen, in the places you hang out. So don't ever let somebody else's judgment on that front take that away from you. Or, yeah. If a user is banned, there's an extra icon there. I see, huh. What are you talking about? Yeah, sometimes moderators are kind of like judges. You know, they're not all the same person. You're going to have a different spectrum. I'm talking like Magic judges, and some Magic judges I think are pretty, frankly, terrible. They are not good. But overall, that community is amazing and full of incredible people doing their passionate work for the benefit of our community. And when you run into the terrible ones, you just remember all the awesome ones and put it behind you. Yes, I want Spark Double because, sorry, yeah, I got off track with Queen there for a second, but to get back to this draft, we would probably take Spark Double if it were anything, because this is the free-to-play, and on first pick, I'm very inclined to rare draft. But we may, like, right now, I'm feeling like the bots are serving up incredible red-blue decks, and blue is kind of where I want to be. It's even if I don't have, like, Epiphanies specifically, it's the color of card flow, and card flow just feels like it matters so much, and I think Spark Double is good enough to take over Narset, yeah. Maybe Narset is better in blue-red. Yeah, if these were both rare, maybe I'm a little rare blind, but Spark Double has been really great, so they're going to be close at the very least. Neoform's not really playable in Limited, but Thunderdrake is probably the best card here. It attracted my eye because we were already blue, but I actually just think it's the best pick here. And it has a benefit of good signaling to our left. Again, you'll hear Luis and Marshall say that if you just disregard signals to the left, it's probably for the best. And I think that's generally true in paper, and to an extent it's true on Arena, but it is worth remembering that the Arena bots are very unimaginative, and they do lock into colors, and so if you can cut a color, and it's the right thing to do, like if I wouldn't want to take a bad blue card to do this, but when you can, it's worth observing that this is very good for us, because we're probably lowering the chance that bots to our left will end up in blue. Huh, you never draft it. Why? Do you not like it, or is it just not coming up in the right spots? I like it. I think you do a lot of double spells in the red-blue deck. Here, Tybalt is probably the best card, right? Spark Harvest may be the best card. We could I could take off my Izzet blinders and we could take a look at the Spark Harvest and maybe think about a classic, more Dimir control deck. What do you think? I'll throw this one to a poll because this is kind of a pivotal. We'll do a quick 20-second, and your choices are Spark or Tybalt. If I spell Tybalt right. We don't have voting, right? It'd be silly if we actually did have voting. No. All right. I'll take the Spark. I've been like drafting nothing but Izzet anyway. Try heading in a different direction. But then Prophet and Heartfire make me want to spin back. There is Spark Reaper and Herald. Those are fine. We could take Erratic Visionary and stay kind of open. Yeah, Reaper's great. Is Reaper plus Spark Harvest better than leaning into possible backdoor to Izzet? Kind of feel like almost Erratic Visionary is the right pick here, since we just know we're going to play it. It's just not amazing. We might even wheel this. If we take it, though, it does, again, support, like, we will just be really cutting off the blue, and we'll get heavily hooked up. Yeah, we don't know that much. Well, we know, I think we know that we're blue. I think, especially if we take this. I mean, we could even abandon blue, but I think we're probably blue, is what I'm thinking. But none of these are just like a major signal. I like Reaper over Herald. Herald is fine, but I don't really prioritize it. You just get a couple in the 6 to 9 range, and you get, you know. All right, I'll go with a Reaper. No, I don't want to do like, if we end up with possible splashes or whatever off Geode, we can look for those later. Tithe Bearer continues the march towards blue-black, and there's more good red cards. I don't think Spark Double's mad. I think it's actually very good. And Time Twist, I would actually rather have first Sky Theater Strix over first Time Twist. I kind of tend to only want to run one of these, 0 to 1 Time Twist, whereas I'll run many of these. And Tithe Bearer is a 6, so yeah, let's take the 2 over the 6 here. I guess this is Behemoth. This is just bad. We've learned that now. Well, what would you have taken there, Wujo? What did you like there? Like the Heartfire? Was there a Heartfire in that pack? I'll take that anyway. Yeah, I have no qualms or regrets about dismissing a Griffin at that point. I was not, you know, we've taken some signals and gone heavy into white, and it's actually worked out okay, but I didn't like that there. Take a second Reaper, first Transmutation, or Gateway Plaza for possible splashes. Vessel. Nick suggests Vessel. What are we really doing with this, though, Nick? Like, we play this on 4 to ramp to 7. Why are we ramping to 7? And what are we fixing for? That's kind of my question. Like, I almost want to, if we want to set up a splash, I would rather just take the Plaza. And it's 2 mana of different colors, so it's not like it splashes the mythics. I would argue Gateway enables better splashing. I would argue that these just go in our deck and make them actually better. Like, I kind of was looking at these more than Plaza. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. We're just taking another Reaper. Suck it, I've got the controls. Shadow Fugue, two commons I don't really want to play. But this would have, I could see us having this as a roll card. Again, this is just more of a sideboard card, and this is just really, we ended up having to play one of these. You know, we're not playing an Eternal, so I'll take the Shadow Fugue. Here's a Strix. We don't have Planeswalkers yet, and that's what makes Aid the Fallen good, but we could hedge towards potentially having Planeswalkers. And unlikely Aid, I'm not into the combat tricks. So yeah, let's take Aid on this Aid over this Aid. Not even Vault Progress here. I could get some Vault Progress here, but Bully is enough of a legit playable to take. Here's the Time Twist at an appropriate spot in the packs. And a good sign that we had 2 blue cards left, so hopefully the blue hookup comes strong in pack 2. Starting at the rare slot. Yeah. Yoink. Callous Dismissal. Ooh, this is a sweet pack. We got Dismissal, Weird, Cruelty, and Spark. They were talking about how these two might not be in the same pack, but yeah, I thought they did appear next to each other sometimes. Yes, we do quote storing on some level. I know that Nantuko Avatar did it all the time, but I'm not sure how what the command for it is. Yeah, I like, I'm down with first Cruelty over second Spark Harvest anyway. Hey, I get to take a Skylord if we want a Skylord. I want these Callous Dismissals, and this Aven Eternal is great. Yeah, let's take Skylord. Toll also looking good in this deck. There's another Bully. Let's take this 2, though. I think we can... I'm okay. Shriek Diver seems to have fallen in estimation. I'm still okay with it, although I haven't played Black in a while. Maybe the format has passed it, and we should just take the Tithe Bearer. What else are we doing in the air? I guess we have 2 Strixes, and Skylord sends up the army. And we are in blue. Let's try to find the superior blue flyers in the 3rd pack. Yeah, and Drake. And we'll Spark double the Drake. And yet another Strix if we want it. There's another laptop, but that doesn't quite seem correct with the Tithe Bearer that we've added, so let's go 3rd Strix. Don't know if we'll play 3. We'll see. Lost over Operative. Well, again, looks like we found reasonable colors. 5 of the 6 final cards are in our colors. Do we want a No Escape or a Plating? We could take the Shriek, first Shriek as well now. Maybe that's fine. I've been so-so on this, but we do have We have Spark Reavers, and this can get him. All right, we'll take this. Give it a try. It's been underwhelming for me, but it has potential. Well, like the weird came back. And sure, another beefy dude. Opportunist might see play. Bioessence Hydra. What does this even do? 4/4 trample for 5. Needs a splash. But it needs planeswalkers. We're nowhere near this. I would rather... Although, I don't know if it's more... We'd probably take this for gems over the Thunder Drake. None of these are so good that... like, this would be my pick. And we already have... You know, we've got a playable deck here, and this doesn't put it over the top or anything. So I'm going to take the gems. Future gems. Another Spark Harvest. We could Ashiok. Does Ashiok make any sense for us? We can Spark double Ashiok. Yeah, we have the aid to get it back. Kind of just want the Spark Harvest, though. Is that crazy? Yeah, Ashiok is good. Everybody seems to be... yeah, Harvest feels like the adult pick to me. But people seem pretty interested in Ashiok. We'll pull this one. Ashiok or Spark? Woo, look at that. Close one. And Goman Edge comes in with the tie-making vote. But all right. Goman Edge, you came in late. We're gonna take Ashiok.
Welcome to my world of nightmares.
Thanks. Can't wait. I kind of love nightmares. Maybe it's because I never have really terrible ones. They're more tense. Anybody else have zombie apocalypse dreams? I have zombie apocalypse dreams like once a year, maybe. But I always crush it. I always survive. Transmutation or another giant? Maybe transmutation. Just try and make sure we don't lose to stuff while we try to make this Ashiok we've drafted get us there. Crush Descent versus Stealth Mission. None of this stuff is very appealing to where we're at. I was saying earlier I like it if we're operating a lot at instant speed. But one stealth mission is fine. So yeah, let's take one stealth mission. Dread Malkin. Not really a Dread Malkin deck here. We could splash. We might consider that, but we did not take those splash opportunities. And I don't think I'd want to anyway. We have solid removal. And it's a, you know, let's see. Yeah, I guess we take a Relentless Advance, but I don't know if we play it. Herald? Like, this is probably going here. Herald might make the cut here. 17th Behemoth, probably not, though. With 2 Behemoths and a Tithe Bearer, I just can't possibly see playing a third ever, so I'm going to take Vault Progress. And I'm not playing the Charity Extractor either. Third Spark Reaper, first No Escape. Since this is a redundant ability, it truly does not help to have the ability multiple times in the battlefield. We'll take a No Escape. Looks like we get an opportunity to add another Tithe Bearer if we want. There's another 2 if we want, but we have 4, 5 that we're already willing to play. And I don't think I want another. This is another one that doesn't help to have 2 out. So we'll take another Giant and think about those. Same thing. I don't think we want another Opportunist. Might want finally get a Shriek Diver on our side, since we didn't pick up a second Drake. It is pretty whatever. But it can also surprise them. The haste is real. They think their Planeswalker is protected for a turn, and it turns out not to be. I'll take it. We'll see if we play it. Really trying to force us to play all the huge drops we can. I don't think we're playing any of this. There's no Vault Progress, but we'll take another Giant. We get the Crush Descent option anyway, and the Unlikely Aid option anyway. Ooh, even got Gem Grind. I didn't go and look for additional, but I gotta make a note of that. All right. We got some cuts. Big time cuts. Let's start with our numbers. 18, 14 currently. Definitely cutting one of those at least. I think we're cutting Crush Descent and Bully. Stealth Mission. I haven't cut it yet, but it's probably out. Yeah, we're not really doing anything that cares about spells, so I'm with you. Let's cut that. I mean, this cares, but doesn't really care about getting that back. These 3 are all cuttable. Maybe not all of them, but yeah, we could cut a Giant or a Behemoth. Let's cut 1 Giant. Let's just put us here, 15, 11. Or maybe even, we could go Behemoth and 2 Giants, that's another thing. I like that a little better. No Escape can be good, especially, you know, with Spellkeeper, having a No Escape available can be nice. Yeah, plating is pretty... I'm with you. And probably... like, both of these do the Ashiok reset. We probably don't need both. This is only good in the context of Ashiok, though. So... you'd keep Aid, huh? My feeling was the other way, that Aid is only good when we have Ashiok to recover, whereas Time Twist plays a similar role in terms of extending Ashiok's usefulness, while still having applications outside of that. Scooter disagrees. Anybody else have thoughts on that? Let's see, put Spark Harvest here. No, here. We're close. Yeah, I'll follow through on my my thought process anyway, and we'll keep an eye on that. I don't know, Nick. I put it to the... I just... I'm doing what chat told me to. I think it's... it generally produces value. At least in opponent resources and in winning games. It does win... It does actually win games that go long. We'll start with them in. Start with them in. Maybe just no escape. I find I have a hard time leaving this up. It can't, and we can, but then we just have no, we just need removal to answer stuff. We have removal though. I think I'm gonna try cutting no escape. Where does that put us? 15-8. Yeah, Nick, it depends on what you mean by ahead. Like, if you're ahead and you're implying that, hey, you're just going to win from here, of course, then it becomes win more. But if ahead means I've got board control and I'm plucking away with, like, a little bit of pressure, dropping it at protected Ashiok can just cause a scoop. I've been a lot of early scoops in this format, and Ashiok has created a few. Yeah, it's an interesting question. What are we going to call this? Now... Oh, I got it. Dream Theater. So we got the Dream Render and Triple Theater Strix. Yeah, also, it doesn't even need to survive to... It's sometimes it wins by actually getting your opponent to 0 cards on the activation of the negative, but sometimes you win just by reducing their library enough so that it's inevitable. Well, Double D's, you get to watch it go. That's fair, Valhallis. That's also true, Adam. Ashiok, the debate theater, the dream debater. Well, we're gonna see how it works. Keepable. Nice. I'm gonna offer this trade for sure, then decide what we're gonna do. We could put out a Spark Reaper, and then ostensibly that blocks the 10th District Legionnaire, but I'm going to toll here in case there's something really absurd they have to make the Legionnaire go off. like this. Is that what we need to do, though, even? If we take out the promotion and use transmutation on the Pegasus or the Populace... but, I mean, are we that worried about it? Like, so it becomes a 4/4? I guess that's pretty good. Alright. Yeah, we'll cut it and figure we'll use transmutation. I'm not sure that was the right grab. Well, if we transmute post-promotion, they get to keep all the +1/+1 counters is the problem. So I'm more inclined to Strix and transmute the Pegasus. And then we can get in. I think I'll leave the Opportunist back, but if they want the army for the Pegasus... Although we could also attack... I wonder if they'd block... If we attacked kind of as a bluff attack here with this mana up, I'm not sure they would feel comfortable blocking the Strix. And then if they did block the 1/1, we would get to transmute and kill it outright instead of just leaving it there to eventually gain a counter on the Populace. And our worst case is that if this doesn't work out, the Theater Strix and Transmutation 2-for-1. Oh, I can't attack with the Theater Strix anyway. Great, so let's do it. I was overthinking it. Perfect, in fact. I was just trying to figure out if I needed to sell this Strix attack. So it's really great to have killed this outright before the Populace bonus. No, I wasn't thinking this was an instant. I was thinking that we could attack with a Theater Strix, even though it was summoning sick was the thing. Hold on, I got this thing making noise that I want to shut up. This is one of the problems with Commence. Like, you know, we're kind of dumping our hand here, but it's not like we're going to stop playing our cards. And Oppo can trade with the Populace if they want. We're going to be facing a Wanderer's Strike soon. They don't have anything to transmute, at least. Offer up the Reaper, see if they want to strike that. Dionysus, the creature was a 2/2 with 1 damage on it. And then when it was transmuted, it became a 1/1 with 1 damage on it, and that killed it. I guess I can't make that alert sound off since I turned it on. That boom you heard, by the way, is the sound of my Waterdeep turns advancing. If you would like to play Lords of Waterdeep with me online, I'm playing with 1 viewer right now. We're in a 1v1 game. It'd be nice to add at least 1 more person to have a 3-player game, which I think peak Waterdeep is 3-player Undermountain long. So if you're interested in Waterdeep, you can go to the Discord, find the Waterdeep channel, and let me know who you are, and we'll get you into the next game. So here we go. We can cast Commence the Endgame for a whopping amass 2, which might be worth trading for the populace or whatever. Yeah, I think we probably do it. It can't be countered. We get to eat the populace or trade with the populace and have 2 cards left over. It's kind of the floor of this card, really, and you can see that it's still not that bad. Still not bad. Our other option is to wait a turn and try to make a 3/3 that just gets to straight up eat the populace. And that might be worth it. We'll see what they do here, though. Yes, they're going to do that. Trade or try and eat later. You like just trading here? Yeah, I think trying to get this populace out before it gets out of control makes some sense. Nice draws. We'll start with this Skylord, and maybe next turn we'll get Thunder Drake. We'll draw something else to trigger Thunder Drake. Opportunist is also a way to close out this game from here, but we're going to start with the Skylord. This is my first Skylord that I've cast in draft. I think I maybe had some in sealed in that preview day. Well, Spellkeeper Weird, I got something you could bring back, and we even get the double spell. Flyer. I should have attacked before doing that. I got excited. I should have figured out my attacks first. But we will go ahead and offer the 2/2. Yeah, G guards. I just got all excited about the double spell and didn't really think through the attack. Should have definitely attacked before. While we had threat of stuff in hand, but we'll still send in the 2/2. We can get back Toll if we decided that was important.
Your head.
See what they do with this new menace they have now. They don't have lethal even if the full attack, so I don't think they can really do much with... Oh, they're going for it. Well, I gotta give them credit for a trick at least, and find some block here. So we're gonna go Skylord. And Weird on the links. I guess we block the thing that if got extra counters maybe really messes us up. Do it this way instead. And this way and this way. Am I being paranoid here? Are we blocking too much? I don't think they can have much with 2 white that punish this block. Yeah, Battlefield Promotion punishes us a little bit, but not like in a devastating way, is what I was saying. Like, it doesn't blow us out, even if they had that. Now we should just win. They might have arrow. Let's say assume they have arrow. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is still enough. So I think we just win here with an attack. So we'll test the theory. Yeah, vampire backup. I was ready for that. We didn't need to do the... We had the vamp activation if we needed it. Nothing is fine. All right. Starting off on the good foot in this one. Yeah, we survived sacrifice too. I couldn't think of a way for them to survive that attack with 2 mana. Oh man, double meme punt. I'm sorry. Well, we've got it. I'll recover here with the with this hand. Okay. I've been liking blue-red a lot lately. I don't know if it's the bot changes or what, or just figuring out the format, but blue-red has been the thing I've been drafting most. And that was after starting heavily on green-black. So I went from like green-black to blue-red. Conventional wisdom is down on white, but we've had success on this stream in white recently. Here we're gonna see if the weird is enough to hold off the Wrangler. Well, I was like, well, we can't really punish that play, but now we can. Makes me wonder if we want to punish it yet. I guess we're pretty under the gun here, but we could play Herald. Let's play Herald and see if the creature-based defense against this works out. We put ourselves in a spot where if Herald is bounced, like if they have the Callous Dismissal, we are in a rougher spot. But if they don't specifically have bounce for Herald, I think we're in a decent spot. Obviously fishy. But let's try and make this trade. And we have transmutation or cruelty for... Maybe we can just try... Actually, let's try and take out the wolf. And then cruelty the Wrangler. We have stealth mission to get back with Spellkeeper, and maybe they even try that, so I'm gonna look at it again and be all nervous, and then I think maybe they just try and win with that, and we'll keep up cruelty. Let's see, do I have something they need to worry about? No, let's keep up cruelty and see if they go for it. They might, you never know. And they're at 20. It just seems like it really puts them way far ahead if they want to try it, but they should be suspicious. Even though we failed to play a land there, we have 6 cards and 4 mana, so we'll see what they're willing to try. Oh yeah, this is not the worst, I guess. What do you think of this? No Deckmaster warning draft view, or battlefield view. We could cruelty here. If they had specifically bad quench, that would suck. What are we worried about? They could have the hexproof. I'm just gonna untap. I think that's just your experience piece. I think Dimir is fine, but I've had raging success lately with Is It, but I'm hearing all sorts of other things as well. So now we're going to cruelty the Wrangler, or does it even matter? Which one do we want the Spark Double to not be? We want them to have 2 weirds, or the weirds don't do much. Although they get back this stealthy thing. Let's get rid of the big thing, I guess. And then we can get back our own cruelty. If we needed to, we can go transmutation on one and cruelty on the other. Some lands wouldn't hurt. We could throw this here and make it a 2/2. And play the Visionary. You like the flyer? Yeah, we could flyer and try and double spell next turn. I don't want to... We need to make sure, like, this is a real option they have. Making this a 4 power, 4/7 unblockable that then just becomes a 4/7 is not nothing. And it's not like we have answers in hand for a 4/7. So that's my concern. I'm gonna let this clock. Well, yeah, but Visionary could at least reduce its size, but maybe that it's just as good for that to happen later. Okay, I'm sold. We'll do this. I'm gonna do the Drake. Had to make a call. And if they give up, yeah, so this is okay. Unless they do, like, 2 of them. If they just win here, obviously that sucks, but... if they just do that, just winning here sucks.
Forge a path to victory.
Trying to be decision-oriented. Have to review that decision. There's a lot of things they could have done there. I don't know. Yeah, neither line would have prevented that. But... yeah, is there anything we could have done to prevent that? I guess not, huh? We were just dead to that. Because the transmutation doesn't reduce the power of the other one at all. It's been so long since I've lost, it feels like it's illegal or something. Like, how did somebody beat me? I'm not being a braggart. I'm just remarking on the funniness of the human brain. Yeah, if we'd specifically known about Huatli... No, that doesn't work either, because at what point do we play that? We play that on the other one, and they sack in response and still have the same play. Nice opener. Then they don't have the one with the counter. I still understand. I guess I don't understand the line you're talking about. The one with the counter had summoning sickness, and the one without the counter didn't. And I don't understand what play is being suggested given that context. It's possible I don't understand the play, but I don't see how these lines work with... Yeah. Well, we're going to toll here, and we get to toll Herald and Lost. It's a nice curve out anyway. Whew. So they're stuck on 2 currently. I think we just got to take out this Prowler and hope they never go up the chain. Strong hand, though. But just got a lot worse without the Prowler. That's a good point, Timnos. We were all thinking about this inevitability of the 7, but it's a butt fight, so reducing that 7 to 4 actually does save us. You're right. Yeah, hard to expect Huatli lethal there. Oh, they got back their Prowler. Sure, makes sense. If they play the Prowler, we're gonna totally lost it immediately. Try to keep setting him back. If they don't find the 3rd land, we're... Oh, yeah, sorry, Oppo. We all been there, but they're not in a good place now. And they know it. If we put the enchantment on, it becomes a 1/1 with a +1/+1 counter. Then they untap and stealth it, and it becomes a 4/4 that can't be blocked. And then Huatli doesn't change its damage dealing capability, and we survive. So yeah, again, here we are discussing like how we could have survived there, and like nobody, like Timnos 8 minutes later is like, oh, by the way, toughness attack. Lower the toughness is lowering the power. It's a tough format. Toughness format. Okay. Back in, though. It's an unreasonable line to specifically think about Huatli, but it was absolutely... The 2 things I was deciding between was the Drake and the Looter Transmute. So if we'd done Looter Transmute, it would have worked out, not because we genius... hey, we'll try... Maybe we'll show Nick, or he'll show us. We'll find out. If Oppo puts no pressure on board, we're in a great spot here. If they do, we can audible to the Reaper. Yeah, we get to do it.
I am your greatest fear.
Yeah, but a Windrake wouldn't have me thinking that we might just run away with this game before it begins.
Make this quick.
Funny.
I'm bored already. Perish the thought.
Tithe Bearer or land? I'm gonna go Tithe Bearer here. Now I'm sad, but we're probably ditching more swamps too. Oh yeah, we're spark doubling the Ashiok.
This. My dreams dissipate like smoke. Nightmares are the palate. I leave. This is difficult to digest.
Let's tidy up in there.
Behold my epilogue of fear.
Nobody's saying that's every time, Nick, but the fact that that's on the table for an Ashiok has got to be part of the histogram of the card's power, right? And part of the histogram of the card's power is you're behind and he does nothing, and Ashiok does nothing. So, no, the verdict is not that Ashiok is good. The verdict is, let's remember how oppressive Ashiok can be if unanswered into a no-pressure board. And it's an important part of the power level of the card, but it doesn't define the card. I'm not sure it was an early concession if they had no answer to either of those Ashioks. Like, we get 2 more activations there, and assuming they could even deal with 1, we get 1 more activation after that. I just don't think they... Yeah. Sorry, got a little chat distracted. Windrake is a 2/2 flyer for 3. Marching towards the end game again, and looking like we'll be empty-handed by the time we get there, but we'll still march toward it. Niatron on 3. Do we care about this enough to transmute it now? Because if they fire off anything like that first strike +1/+1 counter gain 2, it's tougher to deal with card. But we do have Totally Lost that can take it out. put it back on top if it gets out of hand. So that's the question. The other thing is we currently have nothing to do on 4, so if we decline to do this now, we're basically saying we're not doing anything until 5 or 6. And I'm not really comfortable with that either. Against traditionally aggressive colors. I'm not sure what the Naya is about exactly, but I think I'm going to do it simply because we don't have a 4. Like, if we had Herald in hand, I wouldn't do this play, but we don't, so I'm gonna. And then we have to decide whether we are attacking or defending here. Now they paused. Does that mean they have a giant growth they just decided not to use? Check out that pause in the single green. That's just giant growth, right? So given that, I'm going to attack. And maybe we can, if we're thinking they might have a giant growth here, which is what all this passing suggests, then we can try and get him with a totally lost giant growth situation. You think they're just on full control? Some people definitely do that. Did they tap out? I didn't see. What happened when they tapped out? Did they still have the pause? I mean, you give me the sarcastic, but it's something people do. So okay, no pause. Okay, thank you. That kind of answers that legit question. So we'll try it. I'm gonna stay back on D. Although it does, maybe not. Like, because then we put it back on top and then they reset it again. Do we really want to do that? Maybe we just want to play the Skylord and not be fancy about it right now. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's just play the Skylord. That's fancy play syndrome. I'm just excited about trying to, like, blow them out with their giant growth, but we're better off just doing this. Heck, might even trade the giant growth for the token. Although we have commenced the endgame to make it even bigger. So maybe I should just accept this. It's obviously giant growth though. Now they're just really confirming it. But yeah, we'll wait. We'll take it here. Take 2 or 5, depending on what they want to do. And if we draw land, we have commence. That's going to be just great. Skylord gone. That works for me, because it sells the commence even better. I didn't get the land, though. Yeah, can't double spell. Can't double spell yet. We could try the totally lost play this turn. And then if we get the commence the endgame going, it shouldn't matter that we have reset. And in fact, they're land starved, so putting a non-land back on top is reasonable. Yeah, we could lost. Oh, that's a good call. Let's do that. I like that. I like that. Although, anyway, we're gonna pass with no attacks. No, I'll pass with this attack. We'll attack with the Theater Strix and then see what they do. Their giant growth is still good in that spot, though. Are you sure that's what we want to do? Yeah, I'm going to start here, and we can trade for the giant growth. So, Now do we do it? Now we just set them back, put that on top. And then they're redrawing this, and that's not great for them. Yeah, I like that. Can't find our final land. But not sure I want to even play anything ahead of commencing the end game. But that's a little silly. We'll play the Drake. Rob wanted to let it happen. I'm happy with that result.
Point out your impact. The fault is not in our stars.
Yeah, that was why I like doing it, because they were stuck on lands. This is our only good attack. We'll go at Dovin. We could go at them, but I think Dovin being dead will be good for us eventually. And the Strix doing 1 to the face doesn't seem like enough.
Perfect.
We have to remember Dovin does put us 2 land away from Commence as well. So remembering our static Planeswalker. Yeah, we could get to the rummaging. It's actually just looting, but I like this play. I like that if we do get land, we get Tithe Bearer. We'll find our Commence mana eventually here.
I'd be less frustrated if you had fewer flaws.
Good one, Dovin. Hey, guess what? You're dead. Ooh, yeah, we could get counter on Drake or kill Dovin. Well, Dovin matters in terms of our ability to actually commence the endgame soon. Alright, we'll go counter on Drake.
A solid hit.
Well, we think Dovin's dead. There's things that could protect Dovin or whatever. I think we're in a good spot, though. Yeah, I should have attacked with the Herald, huh? I'm feeling defensive at 12 life and against things like Mowu, but like if we get an offer from Mowu,
there are many who have turned weakness into a virtue.
well, this is a free trample absorption at the very least, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can just throw it all on. I kind of like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we can't do it this way. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did we see that kind of pause? And if so, how bad is it? I'm going to do it. I'm going to make him have it. You got it, Sub Hunter? If they have the giant growth, we still keep the Drake. This is just not dying at all. And we would get, yeah, we would get... There was just a lot of stuff that even if they had the giant growth was okay for us there. You go here with that, and here to actually remember to attack this time. If I attack with the army, we don't get a sudden blocker, but they don't have... I mean, they have the They have this Legionnaire, but the Thunder Drake will be back for that. So let's just do this. I mean, we can even just Tithe Bearer Giant
I
here.
accept defeat.
It might be correct. And then we can commence main phase if we want to just make this army big. What do you think of that? Let's just Tithe Bearer. It replaces itself, so the commence ends up being the same. It spreads out our attack. Instead of making one huge here, we now get a wider attack. And now we probably just commence in front of the croc. And attack like so. See if they want to trade for the giant, and if not, we go okay. And if they want to trade, that's fine with me too. I'm just gonna make another. Is that silly? It doesn't really matter. I mean, this light shield is just gonna chump our biggest thing. But this gives us more cards to work with, so... Yeah, we could Giant again, but, like, this does give us more cards. Giant does go wider. Alright, Giant goes wider. I'm gonna leave these in hand, though. Well, that's the thing. I wasn't sure the Giant was correct last time. There was some differing thoughts. That's the other thing, like, Reset points out that, you know, drawing cards is good. We might get action if we draw cards. Maybe we attack and then commence. We could surprise turn that 2/2 big. Army can already attack because this is the army. And this is an instant. Reaper and Weird for the double spell. That's one option, getting a bigger Drake. That seems maybe a little fancy play over just endgaming. Let's see what they do. And I guess we take out the Wanderer. In case, because if we don't win this turn, I don't want the Wanderer taking out the token. So let's do it this way. I'm gonna even attack with the Visionary to sell potentially getting this army token through. And now with this, I actually think we let it happen and play these two.
I must return to my training.
Oh, and pretty sure I missed the thunder emote, the thunder meme too, so you get that as well. Format is so complicated I can barely handle my own memes. We could get totally lost back and lose the Griffin and then just attack with a bunch. I like that. I'm not trying to maximize commence. I'm just trying to make the right plays, and so far it's just seemed like going wide is correct, and just doing other things keeps being correct. And can we afford to stay back? I'm gonna, just in case, keep the Visionary back and I'll throw it in front of the Legionnaire. Did I miss lethal? If I miss lethal, I apologize. I didn't see it. We got there. To be fair, I didn't count, though. So while we didn't miss lethal, I didn't verify that we didn't have lethal. So that's a note for myself. A second. Trying to change some stuff around so that my often used Streamlabs panel stuff is a little more top of UI, such as record. So, what do you think? What did you like? Did you like that that battlefield view? I asked and then didn't look at chat. So we spent the whole time in draft view actually, but it's just draft view where I had taken away the normal these headers that I usually put in for deck master. But this is where I'm usually on in the battlefield. But we could consider this if it's preferred. Still working out all that stuff. Anyway. Send in your feedback in chat if you have opinions there. If not, whatever, we'll keep playing. Sure. That'd be funny. Be talking to Johnny. Yeah, maybe it's based on what's on the board. I'll start here and I'll try to remember to adjust based on what the board is developing like. Shockingly, chat's opinion is that they would like to be able to see the board. Now we have Reaper or Toll here. Waiting on Toll allows them to potentially draw something even better that we nab. Spark Reaper puts more power on the table, but if they have an amazing 3-drop, we want to Toll now. Since it's only a damage more, let's Toll. Let's take a look. And actually, makes up for it with that, although we would get that extra damage whenever we played the toll. So here's the 3 mana play that we could interfere with. Courage and Crisis. Pride Mate. There's actually some problematic stuff here. In terms of Big Dude and Courage. But I gotta submit something here. I'm gonna get rid of their immediate play, and we'll see what we can do about the stuff we left behind there. My heuristic is take the thing that they can do next and do the most, you know, that they're gonna do next. And I couldn't quite come up with a reason to take one of the others over it with time winding down, so I just made that play. We're close to a Tithe Bearer, which should help a little bit, but again, Seratok plus Tithe Bearer plus Courage and Crisis is a tough to deal with threat, so we need to find some removal or something. Oh, we get a 2-spell turn. That's nice. Yeah, we have a second one is on order, but my son's grades come first. Maybe now we just race in the air and we don't care that they're going to make some beef on the ground. We gotta play around this, make sure we're attacking with like a Strix every time. I don't think we need to worry about our life total either. Take that hit. Spark double. It's a little early. I guess we go ahead and make another 3/4 Drake, though. We could attack with Reaper and the 1/1. They get to eat. Well, no, we're gonna wait. We'll eat the army off the Reaper later. Let's spark the Drake. We all got opinions, Rob. We all got opinions. Or as Aaron Forsyth likes to say, all opinions are held. Valhalla says a suggestion on cam. What if you put face cam top left with chat under it? Yeah, that could be a place. We got to watch out. People do want to. Yeah, actually, it's covering up Oppo information anyway right now, I guess. What was that? Dismissal? Okay. Still not worried about this life total. And let's go ahead and giant it up here. Any reason to... We're not attacking with the ground stuff, so... Yeah, to that end, I kind of like... Although in this case, it's best of 3 or whatever. Or best of 1. But yeah, in fact, we changed This kind of wedge shape to the info bar across the bottom of the screen is a wedge shape specifically because it allows for the game win count to show up in the UI. Well, Nick's got us here. Be much better to have a removal spell than Ashiok. Ashiok's doing nothing for us here, whereas a removal spell could help solidify things. It does pump the Strix, though, so there's that. We win with Shriek or this.
Scream. Surrender your agony to me.
Yeah, Ashiok gave us lethal, Nick. There you go. All right, doing well in another one. I can't complain about already being at 650. We got a foul to give to get to 6 wins. I'm gonna go take a beverage break before we go in for the finish here. I don't have any songs queued up. You're just gonna have to live without it. I'll be right back. Looks like there's been some chatting. Let me catch up here. Chat on screen is nice for mobile devices. Yeah, if you can't, yeah. I've been trying to... this chat box is not ideal for readability, but I haven't looked into the best alternative yet. We'll figure that out sometime. Valhalla's just catching up. Do you like seeing game wins more? Mm-hmm. It's not hard to have both. There's no reason to not show game wins and full board state. Yeah, I try to repeat questions, and sometimes I realize I don't. There's a discussion about lurkers and how valuable having the chat on screen really is. I try to make it not vital by reading the questions out loud and doing this and talking about the conversation, but I think some people still like having to be the ability to read along. Yeah, I could shrink the game screen and put all the info around it. That seems like a lot of work. I'm likely not to get to that. On old episodes of LR, there were short 30 or so second breaks. I always wondered why they were there. We were aping the podcast structures of the day. So Ferengi's talking about how on my run of limited resources, the early days of limited resources, Marshall would say, and we'll be right back in a moment to, and that's just how podcasts were doing it. And a lot of times that's where they would insert advertising. It was also a way to draw a clear line between segments so that we could say, okay, we're doing the Crack-a-Pack and then short air break and then new segment. But you can see we abandoned it because it wasn't pulling its weight and didn't stop making sense to do. But like, let's see, yeah. Should I try it without the chat box for one game and just see how that goes? I'll have to be on it. All right, we'll play without chat box. Tim Noses, yes, do it for science will be the last, or for weird science will be the last thing we hear for now. Okay, let's try it without chat. See if that improves the feel. And I'll try and be on top of saying the things people are saying. Yeah, I can reduce the number of messages. Gotta say, having a good run, I was just thinking on my break, well, we keep getting 3 landers with both our colors, and you know what? When you get 3 landers with both your colors, you get your chances, you know? Yeah, maybe I'll look at a larger representation of chat, but only like 1 or 2 recent ones. So you get to, so you can see something, but that's the thought. We get Reaper into, or Toll or Reaper into Herald. Well, you can't take it all. They'd probably take our Toll, though. That would be my guess. If they don't, that's good news for us because it means their hand isn't that great. But I expect them to not want us to Toll them. Good to have the cruelty that they don't know about, at least. We're going to keep rolling out our normal curve, though. No need to -5 anything here. We could offer Reaper, but I don't want to. I suppose we could have attacked, and then I would have used Cruelty to get a 2-for-1. In fact, could do that here. They have 3 mana up, which is very counterspelly. The counter spell, though, is creatures or planeswalkers. So I like, I actually do like trying to bait the double block here. And they might just single block the Dread Horde. That's okay too. Turn the. They just don't want to do anything. This screams of whatever that counter spell. Are we winning the race if we just say whatever? Not really. Well, we are with the cruelty. Yeah, no escape, thank you. What if we let them untap and we go ahead and cruelty? Or we just let them no escape the Thunder Drake. If they do that, then they come back and they get us for 5 or 6 or something. But then we have pretty good ground force, and then we have, hopefully, we get more land. We're heading into Tithe Bearers. If they don't have it, Thunder Drake is actually very good against what they're doing. All right, I'm gonna give it to, okay, they didn't have it. That's always, you know, it's so easy there to just convince yourself you're 100% correct that they have the no escape. But they don't always have it. Yeah, not even a pause, so that's interesting. Must mean they have more expensive spells. Totally Lost is now on. But Cruelty probably gets us a dead Dam Breaker with a combo effect at some point. Or if they want to try and double block the Thunder Drake. Well, at that point we can even like Totally Lost one of them to get the 2-for-1. No, sounds like I Sure Do Love Meme says, holy heck, have you guys seen the new State of the Beta post? So I have not. Which are we doing? I'm going to sit back. I think the Hidden Cruelty and the Open Lost are a good thing to leave up here. Oh, that's kind of rough, actually. But I think we leave one giant and the cruelty. Or maybe we... Yeah, links are okay. We have them, you know. Better let this resolve and then figure out what we're discarding. Lost and a giant. Just gonna do the giant here, since we seem to be at parity. If we draw a 2-spell turn next turn, maybe finally get this cruelty going. Hexproof and Menace, you say? Well, you're out of cards, though. That's a strange attack, don't you think? It gives us all the options in the world. we can go... I mean, it's basically Tidebearer and Herald on what? Do we want to take out the army or the Dambreaker? And I think we just want to take out the army, actually, because the cruelty can work the Dambreaker. And this doesn't have, like, Death Touch or anything, right? Yeah. I like this. You don't get the Giant, you get Herald, and we get a 2/2 out of it. Hey! Speaking of things that can wreck a Dambreaker, let's send in the Giant so that they're more inclined to risk an attack into our Commence. Seems like cheating. Let's play the Ashiok, so then if we can
I wonder what you feel. You're fine. You will be haunted by this too.
this is a spot where this would be better as removal, though. Let's keep... I want all the data points. We're trying to be honest about our Ashiok assessment and seeing how Ashiok affects the games over the card we passed, which was the Spark. Yeah, definitely rather have Spark Harvest here. Spark Harvest basically wins us the game here. I'm gonna send in all this stuff, though, and leave back our bird. They might panic about Ashiok, but they should be panicking about the heavy amounts of incoming damage. That's reasonable. We can take out the Overseer, though, and we get a 2-for-1, and our Reaper survives, and the Drake gets bigger, so we're gonna do that. Maybe we should just take out a Flyer, though. Yeah, let's take out the Flyers. I like our chances.
The mask is scary, but under...
Empty your mind.
Empty your life total.
All I've left you is pain.
Yeah, shut up. Wham bam. We're rolling, folks. One more to go for double sevens. I still haven't read Brandon's piece. I know he was involved with the world building there, but I haven't haven't read it yet. This is where, yeah, if we had a swamp, this hand would be real nice. Without a swamp, can we keep it? It's not. If there was a swamp on top, it wouldn't even be an amazing hand. It's like the bottom end of our deck, really. So I'm gonna mulligan. Keep this, and I am gonna keep that because it gets us towards Herald. Oppo not applying any pressure. Drawing a card. What's going on here? Selesnya counters. Selesnya proliferate. Yeah, that was a nice rip. We get to curve out now. What do you think, Garrison? Lots of choices? Oh, sorry, yeah, record needs an update. Way needs an update. We are 6-1, looking for 7. I'll offer a trade for the Apparition. It's a scary card. If they block, it means it wasn't going to do much, but yeah, I was not expecting it to block. The big problem is if they do something... If they drop another white or green, what can they play that comes in with counters? Can they do anything that arrives with counters and then proliferates? I suppose if it gets super out of hand, we do have Spark Harvest and Totally Lost anyway, so we'll go with the weird. Yeah, I guess a Planeswalker here would allow them to proliferate the Planeswalker, but we also have Spark Harvest, so... Yeah, Deuce observes there's the green +1/+1 and proliferate, but that would be great if they wanted to spend a whole card doing that. We got there, though. They did not have anything to proliferate there. And they're totally not going to block with the Populace, so we get an attack with the Opportunist. They're totally going to block with the Populace. I'm surprised. Are we going to see maybe Giant Growth? No, this takes 2. But the fact that they were going to do that makes me think maybe they do have, like they were going to try and get non-red mana for an effect. Just from the way they were looking at it. So we'll drop the Herald here, and now if they go off and do anything to go crazy with Proliferate, we do have Harvest and Lost ready to contain.
I'm Jiang Yanggu, and we'll do this together.
Now if they attack with Apparition, we just get to totally Lost the Populace and really hit them hard. Maybe take out Zhang just to make sure he doesn't do any more of that nonsense. Boom.
I hope we meet again.
I don't know what chat is talking about, but they're saying sushi a lot. I don't know the context, but sushi might be my favorite food at this point. I don't see the point of putting it in a burrito, but... Actually, I probably wouldn't like a sushi burrito because I'm sure they use a lot of like I'm a nigiri guy myself. I assume a sushi burrito is just sushi stuff wrapped in a burrito tortilla. Oh, not even a burrito tortilla, just a big piece of seaweed. Yeah, I'm kind of off the seaweed sushi. Well, they took out what? What did they get? They got our opportunist. Okay, no worries there. We'll attack and tithe. No, I checked that out though. 45th Stop and Shop Pokebar. Cool. Poke is the new hotness in this region. I don't know if Poke is sweeping the nation or whatever, but suddenly there's Poke bars about as often as a Starbucks around Seattle.
Witness the ties that bind us all.
They should build a Poke bar at a Pokemon gym. Valhalis and I making the same jokes at the same time. Okay. We also have Totally Lost, except we can't get it and cast it. Probably just want to Spark Harvest Nissa. And attack with the giant. Or we could just Spark Harvest. This is not. Let's just Spark Harvest the land and attack Nissa. We Spark Harvest the land and almost win. Not quite. Like, I mean, they're at 9, and we have 8, so there's an argument for just this, attack them to 1. But I think they're in pretty big trouble if we just take out, Spark the Land and attack Nissa, right?
Fates.
Yeah, it's safer. Obviously, we had lethal, we'd just go for lethal, but let's not get them to 1 and then watch it all slip away. This is nice to have in our back pocket right now as well. And frankly, Weird plus Harvest or Lost is probably game. Especially if they're going with Globe. Basically means unless they have something else, they're going to play this Populace, and then they have Forced blocks. No, Prison Realm is solid. Realm, I said. Prison Realm. I can speak words. And that's a nice draw. So I still just kind of want to attack. They're saying with that play that they're going to chump. And we could kill the apparition to get them to 4. Yeah, we could do that. We could lose the realm. I think what we do is we attack. We don't have the 7 mana to get it all done. Then the realm just comes back. So I'm going to all attack here. And see if they want to chump. They don't. That's fine. Now we get to see what they want to do. I can even play the Visionary. But they need quite a mix here to get away with a win. I think this is ours. And Plaza just makes their options even fewer. Like they're down to Giant Growth. And Giant Growth doesn't even stop the cruelty. So let's take out Populace. And then we can just get it back and win. Who says this format's hard? This format's easy, I guess. No, it's not. It's very hard. I think our play was better today so far, though, than yesterday. But we did it. Wow. 2-7 wins achieved on the same day. And Spellkeeper Weird MVP all the time. No kidding, right? Are we 3 in a row on 7s? Wow. Wow, we are, aren't we? There's the spreadsheet. I'll verify. Hold on. Yeah, we're 3-7 wins in a row. Good call. Very nice. I think that's the first time in any format ever I've rattled off 3-7 wins in a row. And I even have... All right, well, you know... First, let's claim this prize. And open these packs. Then I got a couple things to say. Niv. Niv is reborn. All right, I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube, folks. Bye, YouTube.